In today's news, the International Monetary Fund have recently just stated that crypto, in this particular case Bitcoin, could help with the inflation crisis. But this is a cover-up, a Trojan horse if you will, because what they really mean is assets like Ripple with XRP. Let me explain. There have been numerous sources all quoting the exact same thing, that in an IMF report, one of the authors being Yujiro Saruti wrote Bitcoin transactions provide a way for individuals in high inflation countries to stabilize their savings and participate in global commerce on terms that aren't possible through their local currencies. Effectively, high inflation countries like the United States, for example, Bitcoin is a means to stabilize the inflation crisis created by the US dollar, to which, according to Professor St. Onge in this post here, inflation is still coming in hot once again, now making it 5 straight months of rising inflation. And at this rate, the Fed can't even cut at all this year. In fact, the next move could be hikes, which would hit the banks and Biden once again. This crisis has in fact got so bad that it is worse than the COVID pandemic, which is insane to think. Increasing unemployment, businesses shutting down, and with inflation and government benefits, of course, rising more and more, it is only going to get worse. But Ripple partner, the IMF, reported that Bitcoin can save them. Or in a sense they did, at least, because in the report they also cautioned that against the potential risks associated with the widespread use of Bitcoin for cross-border flows, the lack of oversight and the anonymity provided by cryptocurrencies can complicate the efforts of the regulators to monitor and control financial transactions to prevent illicit activities as money laundering. So it seems that they are referencing Bitcoin but don't actually mean Bitcoin. However, they're talking about use of cross-border flows, cross-border transactions, cross-border payments. So they're talking about a crypto that can achieve and do just that, the same goal. They're talking about XRP. We have this very, very detailed, extensive thread here from Ali G XRP. Shout out to him because you are not going to want to miss this deep dive into the IMF and Ripple and XRP. The IMF is working with Ripple to utilize XRP to disrupt the traditional financial system and create a clean slate system. Pay close attention. Firstly, we can see here, Ripple selected to serve on the IMF's high-level advisory group on fintech, with Chris Larsen, executive chairman and Ripple co-founder, being one of the 19 members. Next up, we can see here in this video, Christine Lagarde, who at the time was the managing director of the IMF, publicly stated that Ripple and Circle are the best choices for banks to build upon. Listen closely.
System at large in many, many countries. The difference will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing it coming and they're not embracing it, and those who self-induce that cannibalization. And I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word, but it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active. And
in this post here with IMF chief statistician, he states that a profound transformation is emerging in digital forms of payment through CBDC tokenized deposits and stable coins and other crypto assets, and ignoring them is no longer an option. You cannot ignore XRP, especially now that they've created their own stablecoin that's coming onto the XRP ledger. We can see here Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse presenting XRP and the XRP ledger to the IMF and Swiss National Bank.
Our view in the future is you don't have to have this pre-funding, and instead you can use a digital asset to have global liquidity on demand. Now, we build upon a tech stack, an open source technology called XRP. XRP originally was built by some engineers who had seen some of the flaws of Bitcoin and the challenges of scalability around Bitcoin. Where Bitcoin today, on a per transaction basis, it's rather slow and rather expensive. XRP is very, very fast, about 1,000 times faster per transaction and 1,000 times cheaper per transaction.
As it stands right now, the IMF is acting together with the World Bank as a central bank for central banks, and they could use XRP as a settlement means between the banks of the world while keeping balance along the bilateral relationships. Because that's the truth of the matter is, No country's gonna want another dollar situation where America has so much power, but something like XRP, which has no real political power, that could be perfectly fine. And keep in mind as well, the World Bank is also a Ripple partner. The IMF leader has singled out Ripple in the past, calling it a disruptor, for instance, above other digital assets, which shows that she's very well versed about Ripple, its technologies and its currency, which makes sense why the IMF is going to choose Ripple's XRP as the next bridge currency. But I am not done there. Everything I'm showing to you is going to be left in the description below, but we can see here from Ali GXRP in a working paper titled Trust Bridges and Money Flows, a digital marketplace to improve cross-border payments, published by both the IMF and the BIS. In the document, it concludes that a settlement asset for cross-border payments does not currently exist, but it also states that XRP would be suitable for this, and a shift towards digital money is needed to improve cross-border payments. They need XRP. Furthermore, in another paper published by the IMF, it states that CBDCs could simplify intermediation chains and increase availability by starting a, quote, clean slate system designed to achieve interoperability between different jurisdictions, allowing for real-time payments. Again, keep in mind though, the main word here is interoperability, because that's what Ripple and XRP are working on. Because in the same paper, it goes on to say that IMF is working on a concept for global interoperability. And again, in the same document, it states that Ripple has a cutting-edge CBDC platform. But listen to this thread here, because this may be the most important one of the lot. Proof that XRP will be the solution, but not Bitcoin. In another document titled The Rise of Payments and Contracting Platforms, published by the IMF, it states that proof of work, Bitcoin, distributed validations, and proof of stake Ethereum are not scalable or efficient. It's there right in front of your eyes. And then we can see in this video here with Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire, who stated publicly that Ripple and XRP are the scalability solution to new forms of digital money.
Really close. I mean, USDC itself we've seen over $3.5 trillion of transactions directly on the internet between counterparties. And so if we can, improve it with more scalable blockchain technologies like, Brad's company provides.
Even Swift have publicly come out and stated that they're not even going to create their own digital asset because they cannot compete with XRP. And with Ripple having around 65 billion XRP still held in the escrow, the IMF has stated in another document that this escrow model could be utilized to control financial stability and liquidity, and the XRP was even mentioned as a suitable model. So as you can see, the stage is well and truly set. It's not Bitcoin, it's not Ethereum, it's going to be Ripple and XRP. The IMF have proved this through this extensive post from Ali G. So when they're talking about Bitcoin transactions could provide a way for individuals in high inflation countries in the US to stabilize their savings, what they're talking about really is cryptocurrencies that can be utilized for cross-border payments. They're talking about XRP, and therefore, if this is true, which it seems very much so, XRP can't remain dirt cheap. XRP's price is going to have to soar in value. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.